Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nelo. If this is your first time of coming across my videos, I say happy watching, and I hope you subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for finding my content or my video worth your time. Okay, so for today's video, I will just be talking about Facebook Market. um I've moved to this my small space, as you can all see. Yeah, and I was able to get a few things off Facebook Market that I used to just furnish my space. So a few things I got from Facebook Market. I got my refrigerator. It's a small one though, and that's because that's what I wanted. I got a small side table. I got a side chair. I got a television, a smart TV. I got a few things here and there. So I'm not a pro with Facebook Market, uh, but from my experience, I just want to talk about. I just want to give you a few tips and tricks on how to go about shopping on Facebook Market. I have this paper here where I have written down a few things. So if you find me looking down, just know that I'm looking at this paper. So I'll try to so that I won't miss anything. Yeah. So first and foremost, for you to shop on Facebook Market, you need to have a Facebook account. So I believe once you have a Facebook account, then you'll be able to access Facebook Market and a lot of things on Facebook. I've also sold an item on Facebook Market before. So a lot of things on Facebook Market are reasonably cheap, and then you have various sellers to compare and pick the best product that you want. Okay, so first you need to have a Facebook account, and then secondly, once you have the account, you'll be able to access the market. So Facebook Market is just an online market where different people come and advertise their products. It could be new, it could be fairly used, but the good thing about this Facebook Market is that you can bargain. Nobody's putting to your neck to buy at a certain price, so you can bargain. Yeah. So when you get on Facebook Market, the first thing, of course, you should know what you want to buy at the time. So once you have an idea of what you want to buy at the time, you go on the Facebook Market, you search for the product. So when you search for the product, you see different products, right? And then you choose the one that is closest to the item that you have a mental picture of that you want to buy, right? And then also the one that is within your price range, the price range that you have to offer. So once you found the product, you can narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3 sellers, and then you reach out to the sellers and ask if the product is still available. If it's still available, then you can start negotiating for the price, and then you can go for the best price or the one you feel that the product suits what you want. So once you finished discussing about the price and you agree on the price, then the next thing is to agree on the mode of payment and mode of pickup. Some people will tell you, come to my house and pick it up. If you're alone, I would not advise you to go alone to somebody's house to pick up an item, even though on 2 occasions I've gone. But hear me out. As a lady, even as a man, this world is a very wicked place, so you need to be very, very careful. So I'll give you the 2 instances where I went to pick up items. So the first instance, I went to pick up it was an iron. So when I got to this house, you know how this council flats are, you have like lots of buildings and all that, lots of flats. So when I walked to the place, and then I messaged the person that I am outside. Can you bring down the iron to me so I can pay you and leave. Mind you, it was even raining, it was drizzling, it wasn't like proper rain. So she said she's a new mom, she's breastfeeding, she cannot come down, and that I should come in to her flat and pick up the iron. That was a red flag for me. Immediately she said that. This is an area I don't know anyone, and you want me to come into your flat? No. At least, even if she could have at least told me she wouldn't be able to bring it, but she made me come to the house and wants me to come into the flat. No, at least she could have even brought the iron to the door and then hand it to me, because I was just standing outside the door. So that was a red flag for me. Immediately she told me to come into the house, I did a U-turn and I left. Right? So that's something you need to keep in mind. If someone tells you to come into their house, that's a red flag, because you never know what would happen in that house. Another thing, okay, the second item, I went myself to the person's house, is to pick up a side table. So when I got to the house, the person was not even around, but she had her mother in the house. So she just told me she has given the mother instructions and how much I'm supposed to pay. So I just went to the house, pressed the bell. The mother brought out the table for me. I paid her. I didn't even go in the house. I paid her, took the table, and I left. So those are the two incidents. Never go into a person's house by yourself. I think the only time I went into someone's house to buy an item, I went with a friend of mine, because these people were actually moving out. So they had so many items in their garden. So it's not like you're going into their house. You're just in the garden where they have all the items, and then you just walk around, pick what you feel is suitable for you. That was another time I went into somebody's house, into somebody's compound, but I didn't go into the house, and I did not go alone. I went with someone. Yeah. So, and why we went there was because my friend wanted to buy some items, a wardrobe. So when I saw this wardrobe, it was a good buy. We bargained, and the man offered to bring the wardrobe to the house. So when the man brought the wardrobe to the house, that's to my friend's house, we asked him if they had other items they were selling. That's a question you need to always ask, because sometimes they might be moving out and they just want to get rid of their items. So we asked him if he had other items that they were selling. We mentioned the items. He said yes. So it's crazy, but I just felt because we were two, yeah, it was quite safe. So when the man brought the wardrobe for us, and he said, yeah, we paid him, he said they had other items, cushions, a lot of things. So he offered to take us in his car to their house, because he's got a family. He offered to take us in his car to their house. So he took myself and my friend to their house. We picked everything we wanted, which was a lot. We loaded in his car, and then he brought us back. He didn't even charge us for the trip. They only charged us for the item. Some people can be that nice. So sometimes you need to critically analyze the situation before you take a decision. Yeah, so that's another time I went to a person's house, but I didn't go alone. Yeah, so once you've discussed where, and it's always best if you can pick up the item in a public place. If you're alone, it's best to pick up in a public place. Yeah. So once you've agreed on the price, you've agreed on a place of pickup, and then mode of payment. Most times, most people that sell on Facebook Market prefer like cash, to give them cash rather than to transfer, which I really am not sure I see anything wrong with that. If you think there's something wrong with that, please let me know. We're all learning, right? So then you now agree on a date to go and pick up the item, because you might be busy today and the person is free, or the person is busy and then you're free. So you have to agree on a day when the both of you will be available for the person to give you the item and for you to pick up the item, and then you go and pick up the item. So another thing that is worthy of note is that I try to look for items within my vicinity. I don't want to be paying transport to go and pick up an item that is even more that is how do I put it now? You're traveling very far to pick up an item. So there was an instance, I wanted to buy something, and the lady said I had to pay before service, before I come to to her place. Bear in mind, this is a place I'm going to pay transportation to. And then she said, I have to pay. What if I pay and then she stops responding to me, because you don't know this person, so you can just pay and then the person blocks you up. And her reason was that, yeah, somebody has come before to pick up an item, and the person picked up the item and the person ran off with the item. Does that even make sense? How do you let someone run off with your item without paying you? So that was her reason, and that was also a red flag for me. Paying before picking up your item is a red flag. Some might tell you to commit yourself and make a deposit. That's also, don't even attempt it, because most times once you pay, they see how desperate you are and then they capitalize on that and then dupe you. So don't make any commitments. Go there, buy the item, and then go home. And there was another time where I wanted to buy something of, I think, £5, and the transport to go to the place to pick up the item and back was like £16. So you see, it doesn't make any sense. So when I got to the bus station, because I was ready to like just spare a little change on the bus, but when I went there and the bus driver said it was like £8 to go and £8 to come back, I just decided, no, it's not worth it at all. So so sometimes if the transportation is even more expensive than what you're going to buy, then there's really no point for that, except like you're in dire need of that item. Yeah. So so these are just the tips. And then there are some questions that you need to ask when you find an item that you want to buy. The first question you need to ask this person is this item I'm seeing here, is it the same as the item I'm coming to pick up? That's a very important question, because sometimes they put the picture of the item when the item is still very new, and whereas the item's current condition is old. So when you go there and the picture is different from what is on ground, then you just leave, because the person lied, right? But if you see that it's a little scratch and then the item is still good enough for you, then you can go ahead and pick up the item. So sometimes they can also put a different picture. Maybe they don't have the picture of what they are selling. They can then maybe put a different picture. Maybe you have a red clock that you want to sell, but you have the picture of a white clock, and then they put the white clock there. Sometimes they do. So if they tell you that it's not the same picture, then there's really no point going further with that discussion, because if you cannot put the actual picture of what you're selling, then that shows if you cannot put the actual picture of what you're selling, that doesn't tell good about you. And also you need to ask if there is any damage to the item, because some people might tell you, yes, there is a scratch on the back, there is a dent on the by the side. So when you ask if there is if the property has any damage, and how bad is this damage, and then the person tells you, so that if you get there and the damage is more than what you can handle, you have every reason not to buy this item. And Sometimes some people are very tricky. They can put up pictures that are not very clear. When you start chatting with this person, feel free to always ask for a clearer picture. If they are not willing to send you clear pictures, my dear, don't even bother going further with this person. Okay? Yeah, so those are the questions. And yeah, like I said earlier, never pay before delivery. You can pay on delivery, but never you pay before delivery. Don't set yourself up for loss. Okay, so once you finish the negotiation and you're happy with your negotiation, you're happy with the bargain, and then you pick up the item, you pay, and then everyone is happy. Yeah, so yeah, I think these are majorly. Yeah, there's another trick they use. Some people can tell you, oh, I don't want to pay by cash or by bank, and then they'll tell you that they're going to generate a link for you to click on the link and then make your payment through the link. Please, excuse me, never you fall for that trick, because most times when you click on that link, it's a means of them hacking your phone. So please be wise. It's 2025. Be wise. So yeah, so that's just basically it. If there's any other thing you feel that I have missed out when you're buying on Facebook Market, feel free to add yours. And another good advantage of Facebook Market is that if you have some items that are still in good condition and you don't want to discard them, you can also put the pictures there and sell the items. Yeah, and then you also find people to buy. So guys, I think I've come to the end of this video. I really cannot think of anything else, but if I think of anything else, I can do like a part 2, or depending on how much I come up with, I can just put it in the comment section, guys. All right, thank you for staying up until this time, and until I see you in my next video. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.